What if I told you there's a way to get stronger, boost your heart health, and get this, actually slow down aging at the cellular level just by changing how you walk? Seriously, it's time to forget about just counting steps. We're going to dive into a science-backed walking hack that gives you massive benefits in way less time.
Okay, first things first, let's talk about time. So many of us are chasing that magic 10,000 steps a day goal, right? Well, that can add up to almost 10 hours a week. But this new way we're talking about, just 30 minutes, 4 times a week. That's 2 hours total. I mean, look at that difference. This isn't about walking more, it's about walking smarter.
So what is this super efficient technique? You might hear it called Japanese walking, but the scientific name for it is interval walking training. Let's break down exactly how it works.
Right, so interval walking training, or IWT, was really pioneered by some brilliant researchers at Shinshu University in Japan. And the whole idea is built on this really simple principle. You switch up your intensity. See, the magic is in that contrast between pushing yourself and then backing off. Those high-intensity bursts put a positive stress on your body, which basically signals it to get stronger. And then, the recovery periods let it all happen without you getting totally burned out.
And the method itself? It's honestly so simple. You kick things off with 3 minutes of a fast, brisk walk. Now, the key here is how it feels. You should be breathing a little harder, and trying to have a full-on chat should feel kind of difficult. Then, boom, you switch right into 3 minutes of a slow, relaxed walk to catch your breath. You just repeat that little cycle 5 times. And that's it. That's your 30-minute workout. Do that about 4 times a week for the best results. So here's the million-dollar question. Does it actually work? Is this just some fad, or is there real science here? Well, let's take a look at the original 2007 study out of Japan, because the answers they found were pretty stunning. The first thing that just jumps right off the page is the impact on muscle. After only 5 months, the people doing this saw a 13% increase in their leg strength. Think about that, a 13% strength gain from just a walking routine. That's huge. And it gets better. Their aerobic fitness shot up by 9%. Now, aerobic fitness is just a fancy way of saying how well your heart and lungs deliver oxygen to your muscles. So a 9% jump means your whole cardiovascular system, your body's engine, is just running way more efficiently. And that is a huge marker for living a long, healthy life. And for heart health specifically, wow, the interval walkers saw their systolic blood pressure, that's the top number, the one that measures pressure when your heart is beating. It dropped by an average of 9 points. To put that in perspective, that is a really big deal. Medically speaking, that's a significant drop that lowers your risk for heart disease. And as Dr. Barbara Walker points out here, it all circles back to that first point about efficiency. You're getting these incredible, measurable health boosts in a tiny fraction of the time. It just makes it so much easier for anyone with a busy schedule to actually stick with it.
Okay, the physical benefits are undeniable. But this is where the story gets really mind-blowing. We're about to go from muscles and hearts down to the cellular level to see how this exercise can actually affect the aging process itself.
It sounds a little like science fiction, doesn't it? Can you really change how you age just by changing how you walk? Well, believe it or not, the answer seems to be yes, and it has to do with these tiny little structures hidden deep inside our cells. These key players are called telomeres. You can kind of think of them as the little clocks inside every one of our cells. Every single time a cell divides, these protective caps get a tiny bit shorter, and that shortening process, that's one of the fundamental reasons we age.
Here is the perfect way to picture it, and it'll make it stick in your head forever. Telomeres are just like those little plastic tips on the end of your shoelaces. Their job is to keep our chromosomes, our genetic code, from fraying and falling apart. So as those tips wear down, our cells get older and less healthy.
And here is the proof. Check out this chart from a huge study in 2018. It shows that aerobic and interval-style training cause a massive spike in the activity of an enzyme called telomerase. Now, telomerase is the hero of this story. It's the enzyme that works like a repair crew, actively protecting and even rebuilding our telomeres. So this slide really breaks down the incredible takeaway from that study. Look at this. Both endurance and interval training boosted that protective enzyme activity by 2 to 3 times and even made the telomeres longer. But then look at resistance training, like weightlifting. It didn't really have the same effect. This tells us that those intense cardio bursts are the secret sauce that switches on these powerful anti-aging systems in our cells. And this isn't just a one-off finding.
Researchers from the world-renowned Mayo Clinic back this up. Dr. Nair basically says that high-intensity training gives you the most bang for your buck, not just for your metabolism, but all the way down at the molecular level. It's about flipping those anti-aging switches inside your body.
So let's bring all this home. We've seen the powerful evidence for your physical health, and we've seen the incredible anti-aging effects on your cells. So what's the big takeaway from all this?
Let's recap. Why does this work so well? First, it's incredibly time efficient. Second, it's a powerhouse for your heart, proven to lower blood pressure and improve fitness. Third, it actually builds strength. Fourth, it has a real anti-aging effect by protecting your telomeres. And maybe best of all, it is so accessible. You don't need a gym, you don't need fancy equipment, you just need you.
The most important thing to remember is this. We need to shift our focus. It's not just about the number of steps we take. It's about the quality and the intensity of those steps. Those short bursts of effort are what unlock the biggest health benefits.
So I'll just leave you with this one final thought. The science is showing us that a simple tweak to something we do every day can have a profound impact on how we feel and how we age. It really puts all that power right back in our own hands. Or, I guess, our own 2 feet.